This is a presentation of historic insights focusing on the life of Frederick II, Holy Roman Emperor. Our goal is to investigate the vast storehouse of information and knowledge currently available from art, music, libraries, etc., to discover clues from the past regarding Frederick II. Frederick II was born on December 26, 1194. He died on December 13, 1230. He was an important figure in medieval history. This program will explore events and people that have been either overlooked, ignored, or forgotten at the current time. Our mission is to shed light on events and people of the past. The following is a discussion between Ted Mussano and Gerald Sciancalepore regarding Frederick II.
Hello, this is Historical Insights. Today's topic is Frederick II. Today's date is December 28, 2005. My name is Gerald Sciancalepore, and this is Ted Mussano. Ted Mussano will discuss the life and times of a historical figure of great importance, Frederick II. Frederick II, Holy Roman Emperor. Ted, can you give us a little summary of Frederick II?
Yes, I'd be glad to. Frederick II was born on December 26, 1194, and he died on December 13, 1250. He was a Holy Roman Emperor of the Hohenstaufen dynasty and King of the Romans, which started in 1212. On 1215, he was the unopposed holder of that title and became Holy Roman Emperor on 1220 until his death in 1250. He was also King of Sicily from 1198 to his death in 1250. He was raised in Sicily and lived most of his life there. Significantly, his mother was Constance of Sicily, the heiress to the throne of Sicily and the daughter of the very famous King Roger II of Sicily of the Norman French Horrigal dynasty. He's sometimes referred to as Frederick I of Sicily in that regard. Frederick's empire, the Holy Roman Empire, was frequently at warring with the Papal States, and it's not surprising that the popes excommunicated. He dealt with 3 popes, and he was excommunicated twice, 3 or 4 popes. After one pope, Gregory IX, actually referred to him as the Antichrist in one of his polemics against him.
Okay, up to this time, there is a portrait of Frederick II that survives today. And we're going to show this on our screen here. Ted, can you just give us a little bit of insight into the pose that we see here and the background on this portrait?
Yes, of course. The portrait that Mr. Sciancalepore is referring to is the frontispiece or the beginning of a book on falconry, which was written by Frederick himself. And it's actually a manual on the art of falconry, which was one of his favorite sports. The title, translated into English, is On the Art of Hunting with Birds. Many illustrated copies of this book exist. They were produced in the 13th or 14th century. This is one of them. The portrait here you see is Frederick seated on a throne, on his throne, crowned with one of his crowns, in a royal pose, which is typical of the time. Many kings look like this. This happens to be Frederick. It shows him with red hair, and descriptions of him from his lifetime indicate he did in fact have red hair. This shows him beardless. Some portraits show him with beard, mostly without a beard. At that time, most men were shaved, so This was done, I guess, when in early adulthood to middle adulthood, before he got into middle age. He's holding in his right hand, which appears to be some kind of a fleur-de-lis leaf, which is a symbol of his authority, facing right. To his left, he looks to be pointing to a bird seated on a stool, which is a falcon, which is indicating this is a book on falconry.
What's that object right by the falcon? Is that also
I'm not sure.
of some sort?
It looks to be some kind of a flower. It's part of the painting. It's not part of something that came later. You know, well, actually, it's hard to say. You know, because you see these spots around here.
Mm-hmm.
It just might in fact be some kind of a distortion. Yeah, I don't actually, looking at it again, look at this. It has nothing to do with the painting.
Maybe I'm reading stuff into
No, yeah, you know, because this got spotted over the years. I wouldn't, but this is what the portrait signifies.
Okay. Why is he so? Why would you do you find him to be such a fascinating figure?
Well, Frederick is described among his contemporaries and subsequent historians as being unique in his time and very different from the other European rulers who were his contemporaries at the time that ruled in other countries in Europe. That alone would make him interesting. Why was he different and why was he unique? Well, he was known in his own time by a description called stupor mundi, which translated means the wonder of the world. Some translations call it the astonishment of the world. Indeed, he astonished his contemporaries, and he was a wonder to them. So this makes him a very fascinating figure to myself, and not only to myself, but to many of his contemporaries and subsequent historians and scholars that have studied him.
No, he's intellectually a giant in terms of his ability to speak languages.
Yes.
His knowledge of breeding and falconry, economics, how he managed his empire.
Yeah. Yes.
Could you explain? I mean, other than that, he's also considered to be part of the Sicilian School of Poetry.
Yeah.
How did he
was a
affect the
patron.
language of the Italian nation?